Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Nisemonogatari, but today I'm going to be checking out episode 11, the final episode of the season. But last time on episode 10, Araragi had an interesting discussion with his sister about how she didn't actually really care about being a hero of justice and all that. Like Karen, she just kind of went along with it because that's what she was doing. She didn't seem to have that sense of justice within her. She was just faking it, truly, through and through, unlike Karen, who at least believed that she could do justice. But after Araragi and Shinobu went and got some donuts, they came back to his house only to find those two mysterious girls from the last episodes just chilling out in the front, ringing the doorbell, trying to get someone to answer, and turns out the two of them are, in fact, supernatural specialists who go around hunting down paranormal phenomena, and they weren't there for Araragi and Shinobu, no. They were there for Tsukihi. As it turns out, she's a fake in more ways than one, because she's not actually Araragi's sister. She is a phoenix who has taken the form of his sister and is pretending to be a part of his family. Pretty crazy. But even crazier than that was the fact that she got her upper half of her body just completely blown off and then recovered it instantaneously thanks to that Phoenix healing factor. Which that healing factor ties into earlier when Araragi thought it was suspicious that she didn't have a scar that she was supposed to have. It's because it had healed thanks to her, being a Phoenix and all that. And according to you guys, in the original source material, there was, they described how she was supposed to have gotten the scar, in that it was that she had jumped off of a roof to try and save Karen and then got horribly injured, and then the doctors said that it was a miracle that she had even survived and that it would have left a serious nasty scar on her, but it was nowhere to be found. So now Araragi's got to deal with this, the fact that his sister is a fake, a phony, a fraud. She's not his sister at all, and it's a little up in the air whether or not he actually had a sister named Tsukihi to begin with, or if she's just taken her place somehow. But I mean, if you'd never had a sister to begin with, if she was fake from the start, I don't know how the heck you get an extra kid in your family without noticing it, but I'm not sure. Also, you may have noticed that the past few episodes, the opening and the ending of the episodes has been missing. I didn't notice it myself until the last time, but yeah, apparently they were missing and not shown, and that's not a good thing. They should have been there. I looked into it, asked for some help, got it figured out, and now the opening and the endings are going to be back. Sorry about that. It was just a little mistake that occurred that caused them to be stripped from the episodes, but I got it all sorted out. So now we can get into the last episode and then move on to the next thing, which I believe is Nisemonogatari? I think that was the name of the next one. Not sure, we'll figure that out soon enough, but that's enough rambling. Let us just begin. So there you go. I guess Araragi met Senjugahara just out on the beach. Nice. Bet they have a nice romantic date in mind. Probably. They didn't get to spend too much time together throughout Nisei. She was definitely involved a lot more in the first arc, but even then, after the stuff with Kaiki, she kinda... Well, I mean, after the stuff with Kaiki, we got into the Tsukihi Phoenix arc, so yeah, that's why she wasn't involved after that, but she had some pretty good focus in the first half of this, But besides that, today's episode brought up some interesting points, when you try to bring up the concepts of a philosophical discussion when it comes to inherent goods and evils, I'm not as well versed in those topics, but it does get complicated and a lot more subjective when it comes to that kind of perspective. Some say that all humans are born inherently evil, some say they're all born with the potential for evil, some say they're just born inherently good right out of the gate. It's, there's a lot of ways to look at it. But yeah, like I was bringing up before, when it comes down to it, she was going off to Araragi about how she can respect his ideals, but she doesn't want him to force them onto other people. When ironically, how can you not say that that's exactly what she's doing? She considers it inherently bad to be a fake, so she wants to dispose of her. And she goes off on Araragi saying, well, you're being selfish because you're cool with her, but what about your family? What if they're not cool with her? And that's true, however, on the flip side, what if they are? What if they are like Araragi? What if they agree, and that they are content being around her even if she's a fake? Then if she would have killed her, that would have forced her ideals on them. Why is that any better? Just because she's the good guy in this case? She's more qualified to force her ideals onto other people? It's hypocrisy, like she said. But she was talking about it like it's a bad thing, but she's partaking in it. Although I do have one thing to say about the concept of inherent evil, the idea that everyone is born intrinsically evil and is only good if they are just subverting that they're pretending to be good because they were born evil. If that were true, then technically no one would be evil. If everyone was evil, no one would be, and not even just in the, if everyone's super type of argument. It's the evil only exists in relative to good. Something can only be evil if there's good to compare it to. If everyone were evil, then there would not really be evil. There would have to be people who are genuinely good. Otherwise, that would just be neutrality. From that perspective, then, you could argue that those who relent to their instincts and stay evil are the truly evil ones, and those who defy it and try to be good anyway are the ones who are good. Merely the intent to try and be good would be enough to qualify someone as being good under that perspective. At least that's the way I'm thinking about it, but again, it's a complicated matter. But I don't want to ramble on about that for too long. I'm going to focus more on Nisemonogatari as a whole here. It was good. It had a lot of great moments to it. It was pretty complicated, very different from Bake in a lot of ways, because Bake was more focused on smaller stories, building up specific characters so that they could use them more down the line. But this one had only 2 arcs in it, and it was focused entirely on Araragi's sisters and what was going on with them. And it made for a very unique experience compared to Bake, because it felt like it had more contained storylines, but these were very connected to each other. Yeah, the first half of the Tsukihi Phoenix arc may not have had much to do with her right out of the gate, but once it did, oh man, it really let you have it. Instead of spreading out some of that stuff about Tsukihi, they just dropped it all in episode 3, and then put a little bit at the beginning of this one, because man, there was a lot. And Araragi even acknowledged that. He took in a lot all at once. Seriously, this last one was good. I didn't know what to expect from Araragi when he found out she was a fake. He was against both of them being fakes before, but not so much this time, because it's different. It's a different kind of being a fake. And the consequences of it were much more distinct, Because if he wanted to defy her for being a fake, that would mean just rejecting her entirely. And he can't do that. She's his sister. And sure, maybe some of that was him being like, oh yeah, it's real hot to have a sister who's not actually your sister. That whole stepsister dynamic. Still gross, Araragi. No, she was your sister the entirety of her life, and a large chunk of yours. I guess he's joking for the most part. He did say he felt nothing when he tried to kiss her, but So that's a weird thing. They said that Tsukihi does not know that she is the dying bird. She doesn't know that. She's clearly aware that something's up with her healing factor, though, right? Because the fact that the scar healed, she was brushing it off in like a don't talk about it sort of way. She knows something's up, but she probably doesn't know the full extent of it. She knows that she magically heals her wounds and her scars, but she probably doesn't know why. She obviously doesn't know why. So for now, I think that's going to be it, guys, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Subscribe to be updated on more. Let me know what you thought of Nisemonogatari and of this last episode in general. That would be great. Let me know what you guys thought. Got a lot of cool comments last time telling me about things. I always appreciate that. Gives me a better picture of what's going on. Always helpful, but next time, I think it's Nekomonogatari. I'm pretty sure it is. That's what I've been told. So, cool. That'll be interesting. Getting to see another part of this. What's it going to be like? Is it going to be totally distinct from Bake and Nisei? Who knows? Maybe it'll go back to more smaller contained stories, or maybe it'll also be more broad and focusing on specific characters. I mean, with it being Neko means cat. We've already been introduced to a cat, so maybe we'll get some of that. But for now, just know there's probably going to be a little bit of a break between this episode and the first episode of Neko, just because I want to get some commissions done and out of the way. I've been falling a little behind as of late, so I want to just get a whole bunch of them done while I can. Just gonna take a brief break before we get on to the next one, just so you know. But for now, that's it. Hope to catch you guys next time. But till then, I will see you guys later.